What's up, everybody? It's Phlow, officially announcing the CTFPL Season 22. And, I'm pretty excited about it. I know a lot of other people are too. You know, a lot of people that I reached out to, most of them were down for it. You know, the draft league takes a lot of coordination up front, sign-ups, draft night, and trying to build a schedule all in a short window. And honestly, we're just short on admin, short on staff. And really, we just want to streamline the process for one season, get everything back on track, get organized. Squads will be able to fully form before the season starts. So during the USL season, squads will be able to form on the new website, and we'll be able to hit the ground running. And I mean, like, behind the scenes, Axie's working hard on all the back end stuff.
No homo.
I'll let him speak to that later. But a lot of the stuff is going to get optimized, so it's less work on everybody trying to run the league. You know, it's not just showing up and playing matches on Sunday. You know, we try to record both bases. We want to have commentary for every game. And we want to make sure there's refs available. You know, managing the stats and updating the website, producing content. Like, all that stuff takes time and people, which we just don't really have right now. Like, it doesn't look like much from the outside, but, you know, it's a fair bit of work. The state of the current season, or just the past season, I guess, is, you know, it was pretty much on life support, and we had no full-time league admin, really. There's a big lack of organization. Albert and Wolven weren't available this season, and Ziamin, you know, tried to come in and help and call the shots, but, you know, he wasn't around all the time either, and, you know, Soup just implemented whatever he was told, so there was no clear leadership. And no one really stepped in, or they didn't really try to find anybody to replace those roles. So, you know, we made it through, but it was ugly. Without Wolven, no refs. Without Albert, no media. Albert comes back. He's reffing like 3 hours a night just to hold the league together. I mean, the only active refs we had were RR user, Decker, DP, and Albert, I think. And most of them were playing in matches all the time too. So we're gonna work on fixing all that. And to all those critics out there taking shots at what I'm trying to do, like, where were you when we need help with the league? Like, y'all don't do shit.
What's up? What's up?
And I know there's people out there saying shit. You know, I know my message is being passed around, but your messages are also coming back to me. So I see the shit you're saying. Just know that.
Chill, Phlow.
No, but I'm not trying to be toxic or anything. I mean, I don't hold grudges. I got thick skin. You know, I just want a fun league where everything's, you know, running smoothly. And I just hope everybody can put their beef aside. You know, you might not like Rev, you might not like Axie, you might not like me, but, you know, let's just come together, everybody chip in. And, like, CTFPL is going to have some crazy matches. You're not going to have, you know, every squad with a weak offense. That level of compete, man, I miss that. I miss that 100%. So if I don't see squads forming near the end of the USL season, like, if it doesn't look like, you know, we have 4 squads building, it doesn't look like we're going to get there, we can pivot and we can go to a draft league. So with 2 weeks left in the USL season, we will have to make a decision whether we're going back to a draft league or we're going to continue on with CTFPL. I'm pretty sure we'll get 4 squads, but who knows? I know there's a lot of people gone this summer. You know, Angelus can't play. Albert's working every weekend all summer. You know, and those guys will usually organize a squad. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what's up with Dark Slayers. Either way, we got options. But right now, the plan is CTFPL, and that's most likely what's going to happen. You know, and there's going to be some stacked squads, and there's going to be others not so much. And, you know, I encourage those top squads to maybe pick up a USLer or two. Get them some play time, you know, involve them in practices. I think last season we had 14 USL rookies playing their first CTF league, so I think that's dope. Many of them still want to play that I've talked to, but they're not unsure how they'll be picked up or how it's all going to work. But, you know, I promise there'll be spots for everyone. And if the 4 squads, whatever, fill up fast, I'll increase roster sizes. And if we get 5 squads, even better. I mean, the bigger the rosters, the more chance there is for inter-squad scrims and development for those players. All right, so let's get into the CTFPL staff. I'll be the league admin, obviously. Dotted line over to Axie because he's kind of my right-hand man. And he's working on so much other shit beyond CTFPL. He's in charge of web and game development. And Soup's going to be supporting him with website stuff, stats, whatever they want to do, and working on other solutions. We got DP as the head ref, so any active refs from last season that want to come back and ref, please do contact DP. There's more optimization being done on the ref side of things. We're looking for a minimum of 8 refs. I think that's a good number. It gives you options with guys playing in games and guys that can't make weekends. I don't think we should have any shortages. And with all the optimization, we no longer need 2 refs for a match. We would like to have 2, but if we only have 1, that's fine. It's pretty simple now with all the changes that Axie made. Revenge is going to be the head commentator, and we're looking for 8 of those too. And we'll take more than that, more the merrier. Different voices and opinions. It's nice to have. So yeah, reach out to Rev if you want to do commentary, or if not, Rev's going to reach out to the people he thinks that will. So Rev and DP, their mission in the off season: find refs, find commentators. And then we got Beso. He's going to be kind of our media guy. He's going to be the head recorder. He's looking for at least 4 recorders. And the recording process is going to be the same for every match. So recording both bases at the same time. And we'll pair that up with the commentary. We'll get it up on MP's YouTube. We'll step into the roles and kind of what each role is doing. So I'm the league admin. I'll be appointing the admins, building the schedule, deciding the playoff format, making all the Discord announcements. Maybe Soup might be helping me there, but one thing that's not on here, I'll be approving the squads into the league, issuing suspensions, and updating the rules document, and then ruling on appeals. So I went through all the rules, we trimmed all the fat off, kind of redid the document, and we have a new CTFPL governing document that'll be posted on the website. And then we got Axie. He'll be supported by Soup. He'll be implementing all the development changes and building the website, which is pretty much done. He'll be operating the server, and he's also a CTF zone admin. He'll be managing stats and helping rule on appeals if there are any. And then we got DP. He's going to be appointing refs, training refs, and his biggest priority is ensuring we have ref attendance for every match. Submit any rule changes that he thinks we need, and he'll also be in charge of controlling changes to the schedule. So if you lock in a game and you want to, change that game time, DP has to approve it. If you want to play on a different game night rather than a Sunday, DP has to approve it. And he'll be also ruling on appeals. And our head commentator is Revenge. He'll be appointing commentators, and his number 1 priority is making sure we have commentators for each game. And he'll also rule on appeals. And then we got Beso, and he's going to be appointing recorders. And again, his number 1 priority is ensuring both bases are recorded for each match and uploaded to YouTube. So yeah, that's a squad. I think it's a great team. They're all active, and they all seem to be on the same page with me, with just trying to get all this shit tightened up. So we got some exciting changes coming. These are the overtime updates. So we have an offensive buff, and that's for Steron boost. So 30 minutes into the match, any player summoned by the squad leader will receive a 10-second Steron boost. With the Steron boost, you get way more mobility and your energy replenishes faster. Because of that, we're going to limit 1 squad leader on spec per team. Just to make sure there's no abuse with multiple squad leaders at home summoning or whatever. And that Serum buff will end once the victory timer is initiated. So the buff will go away once one team has all the flags. And then there's a defensive nerf. So 45 minutes into the match, all turrets on both teams will decay at a rate of 1 HP every 3 seconds. So that's 20 HP a minute. That should help diminish the talk supply, I guess, and then that will also stop once the victory timer is initiated. So that should help put an end to those really long games. Yeah, I think they're both great changes. There's a lot of talk about it, put a lot of thought into it, and neither of these really affect the gameplay. We talked about doing like a sudden death if you get all, or not a sudden death, but like an instant win if you get all flags, or a bunch of different things, but neither of these really change the heart of what CTF is. It just kind of speeds up the process. So yeah, that's what we're going with. So I'm going to order CTFPL rings for the season 22 champions. It's over $300 for a lot of 12. And if you want to donate on the website, I'll have a link up there at some point where you can chip in. I'll cover the cost. If not, whatever, I got you. And Axie also has some donation links up there for kill macros and stuff like that, and running the server and all that. So yeah, championship rings, baby. Let's go. For a start date, we don't have that yet. I should have that in the next couple days for when the season will start. And I've been working with Phlow, to make sure we have our schedules ironed out so we never have a potential for overlap again. And I think the right thing for us to do is to have a condensed season, just one round robin. You play every squad in the league once, hop into playoffs, and bang out the semis and finals on one Sunday. Because, technically if you have 4 squads, you only need 3 weekends to play the other 3 squads. So I left a week in there for a potential all-star game. I'm going to see if Silly Wanker wants to maybe run with that. I'll have to reach out to him. Silly. So either way, if we have 4 squads, it'll be a 5-week season with an all-star game. If we have 5 squads, it'll be a 5-week season, just no all-star game. So yeah, that's where we're at. I hope that we have a lot of signups and a lot of squads forming. If not, we'll run it back with DL. I know there's a lot of players that didn't want to play again next season because of the shit that went on this season. But as you can tell, we're taking this pretty serious and trying to make sure that it's airtight. And I'm gonna hand it over to Axie because there's a lot of stuff he's working on. So he's gonna go through some of the changes and some of the stuff he's doing. Some of the stuff I'm really excited about is the public play stuff to try to get Pub Arena going. Maybe run ELO seasons in the off season while USL's going for just public play. Then maybe have an ELO for OVDs and stuff like that. I feel like that'd be pretty dope. Be kind of like a little league in the off season, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, Axie, take it away, bro.
Thanks, Phlow. So let's talk about the website I've been building for the past 2 weeks. It started out as a project to sync game data with the website. Working with Soup, won these ELO stats for a while. We wanted to make it a little more automated and streamlined, and creating a website and hosting it on the game server has huge advantages. So this is nothing new. Server status with player counts per zone. Something else I want to show you here. Actually having the player list from the game sync up with the site. See which game mode's being played, what base, who's on Titan, who's on Collective, and what class they are. It's a little messed up because there's no squad leader here, no medic engineer color coding, but it's getting there. Featured videos. We got a forum, we got squads, matches, stats. Eventually there will be guides, and this is a bonus feature here I'll show later. You can donate to the site. You can support development costs, I should say server costs, and development time if you wish. Thank you so much to people who have already donated, who have been helping me test the site. Trouble, Mystic Gohan, Decker, Thiz. Your support's really appreciated here. If you want something a little more for your dollar, you can also go to the perks page. You can sign up for, well actually, let me talk about how to sign up for this website. In game, you can type register your email. Just replace your email obviously with your actual email. Then you go to your email and you confirm. Once you do that, you'll have an account on this website. You can purchase weapon skins, kill effects, and more. Right now we only have 2 effects because I'm working on the overall site. Way more to come with that. So, oh, by the way, the floating text on kill, You can enter a custom phrase, and you can change it on the site at any time. Now, let's talk about some other features. The squad management, you can invite, kick, promote, transfer, disband. You can upload squad banners. Mike already made a pretty funny one. And moving on. Matches are automatically recorded with all stats. You can schedule matches. You can have squad versus squad tournament or pickup game. This will be limited obviously to the staff. Squad versus squad still being worked out. Pickup games, just whatever. Date and time. Boom. So let's go to the stats. This right here, game stats, will be linked to stats. Also a work in progress. Something with the stats is the game does not normally track EB hits, turret damage, accuracy, class swaps, blah blah blah. All that will start to be tracked through a separate database. Reason being is editing the in-game database is a ton of work, scary, and possibly game breaking. It's much easier to maintain and manage a separate database for CTF. In here you can view all stats for all players. Right now it's just mine because there's nothing uploaded or captured just yet. You can click on individual players and you can see the game mode breakdown. You know, that right here will be mixes, dueling, possibly pub. Still a work in progress. Let's go back to the main page. So this guide section is also something that is TBD. I need somebody to actually fill out the content here, but this is just a demonstration of how things can be animated with modern web design. And right now this is just boilerplate details that are not relevant. But we can have mini games, we can have actual class guides that are covering different sections. So I'll need your help to fill out the details. More on that later. You got your dashboard here. Still some stuff to work out, but essentially this is just your central hub for your account. Messaging system. Compose. See your inbox, etc. There's a dueling tournament system that I just started working on. This will have actual brackets with a winner's bracket and a loser's bracket. And, you know, right now it's just a simulation, just like the one we live in. But eventually, our user will win. But until that day, we'll keep doing. But yeah, so far, pretty cool stuff. Stay tuned for more. Phlow, back to you, brother.